Man, listen. This is a Toker Talk Tuesday motherfucking podcast. And this is episode number 4. This is 4, fool. I've actually done this for 4 weeks. That means almost a fucking month. Almost a month I've actually been doing this shit, man. And I started that man listen shit, I think last podcast or the one before that. I never told you where that shit came from. I seen a fucking Facebook video where some chick was like at a CVS or a Walgreens or some type of shit. And she's obviously like on some type of meth or some shit like that. And she's being, a bitch to the guy behind the cashier. And she's over there throwing shit at him. I don't know why. Something about cigarettes is what she's saying. She keeps saying something about cigarettes. I didn't know if they didn't want to sell them to her or what. But she starts being rude to the fucking cashier guy. And I guess, it led up to the point to where the manager or the store owner or whatever, he had to intervene. And he starts recording her. Like, on fucking video, and I guess it was like Facebook Live, like meanwhile the cops got there just in case she did anything. And she keeps going like, man, listen, like some obnoxiously long fucking pause, or not pause, what's it called? You know what I'm trying to say. She keeps saying that like obnoxiously long for no fucking reason. But it's fucking hilarious because like the face that she makes, she looks like a fucking emoji, like that angry emoji where the mouth is open and the eyes are looking up. Like that's what it fucking looks like. She just looks goofy as shit. She's like some meth head or some crackhead, or she's on some bath salts about to bite some dude's fucking face off. And she keeps saying that. And the funniest line about the video wasn't even that, because she starts approaching the guy, like the store owner, the guy that was recording the video. And as soon as she gets real close to him, the guy's like, chick, you better back up. I will choke slam you. And she's like, bet. But that shit made me laugh because he said choke slam. Like, what the fuck? Does the Undertaker own a CVS or a Walgreens? Because that was a little bit, specific. He said he's going to choke slam her. I could just picture him picking her up by the throat and just fucking slamming her on the fucking cash register like some WWE stunt to where they throw them down on the table and then the cash register just breaks and he just stands on top of her and starts cheering. And then the people in line that were being annoyed by the girl that kept throwing shit at the cash register all start cheering as well. I know I would if I was there watching this lady going, man, listen, throwing shit at the fucking cashier. And I was there waiting to buy some milk, or if I had some ice cream. If I had some ice cream, I'd probably choke slam the bitch myself. Because I'm like, look, man, this is going to get melted. I just got the fucking munchies. I want some ice cream. Get out the way, bitch. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. I said move, bitch. Shouts out to Luda. But I actually prepared again, motherfuckers. That is 3 times in a fucking row that I actually prepared. That means 3 out of 4, 75% is still the fucking C. I'm getting the fucking C on my podcasting preparation because I'm that fucking dope. And I think I'm kind of learning the limit that I could smoke right before I podcast and I could still manage to fucking string together a sentence. I think it's 2 hits. 2 hits, depending on how strong the weed is. Because if it's 2 hits and it's some really... Well, I mean, this shit was really, really good right now. It just smelled like that fucking pine saw. Well, not really pine saw, but it smelled like really skunky to where it filled up my whole fucking room. I like that. I like it whenever my weed stenches up a whole fucking area. It's just not confined to its little baggie. That's whenever, you got some good shit, man. I'm sorry. I had to clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Yeah. Because I decided to smoke. Because I decided to name this the Toker Talk Tuesday Podcast. And now I'm kind of locked in. I can't do it without not smoking, or else I'm gonna be a fucking liar. I'm just gonna be a fraud. But yeah, man. Let's see what I got on my list today, motherfuckers. I got caveman making bread, eating meat, looks at plant, ground it up, wet, cook it. That makes no fucking sense, but I know exactly what I'm talking about whenever I said that. I was thinking about who the fuck was the first guy, like the first caveman to make wheat, or not make wheat, make bread. Or like tortillas. Which came first, the tortilla or the bread? Flatbread, right? Because I don't think they've learned how to put yeast. Who put yeast in the fucking flour mix and found out that it rose and made it taste better? And found out that it doesn't give you some type of yeast or fungal infection. I don't know. But yeah, like, what type of fucking caveman was just looking at the wheat and was like, you know what? If you ground it up and you wet it and then you cook it over fire, that plant goes really good with our meat. Like, if you just put it in there and you make a little sandwich. You think they made a sandwich the first time that they had fucking bread? Or was it a taco? Right? Because it had to have been a taco because they didn't have the yeast. We already established this, or I already established this in my own head. Who was that? Do they have that written down somewhere? Is that somewhere in the Bible? Right, because yeah, flatbread's in the Bible. I think that's what they're referring to. I don't think they had, like, you know, Italian loaves. Those French loaves, the ones that you could buy at the deli. I don't think they had that back in the Bible days. I'm pretty sure it was flatbread. Just some fucking little squares that they fucking make. Who the fuck was that? Because I owe that man a handshake. Because I really like bread and tortillas. I like both of them. But I'm starting to try to cut out bread. Because I can't eat gluten, man. Gluten's the enemy. Fucking jackass. That's what I don't like saying to people, that, like, I'm trying to eat better. I always tell people I'm trying to eat better. Because I don't want to tell people, like, I'm on a diet or something like that. Because it makes you sound kind of like a pussy. Like, I'm on a diet. I can't eat carbs. I can't eat gluten. I have to make my kale shakes. I'm eating a lot of stuff with protein and antioxidants. Because I'm trying to live better. But nah, I'm trying to eat healthier. I don't want to tell people that, like, I'm on a diet and stuff like that. And I'm going to have my kids eating better too whenever I have kids. And if they ask me why they can't eat McDonald's, or like why they can't eat Wendy's, I mean, I'll give it to them sometimes, I guess, just so they can experience it. But I don't want them to get raised on that, because that's not good. Because they're going to have freaking diabetes. They're going to have diabetes by the age of 8 if they keep eating McDonald's and drinking nothing but Coke. I remember I used to have an aunt that she would she would get, like, the supersized, back whenever, like, the supersize had just came out on McDonald's. She would get everything supersized. She would get a Big Mac with a supersized fries and a supersized drink. Or no. Yeah, it was just a supersized fries, a Big Mac, but a small Diet Coke. Like, that was supposed to fucking balance out the 12,000 calories that she just consumed by eating that burger and the fries. It's like a fucking bin of fries. It was ridiculous. Like, people, it's kind of scary whenever you think about the portions of food that Americans eat. I've seen, like, the portions in other countries. They have a comparison. I seen a video where they have, like, little portions of other countries compared to portions that we find here in America. Even at, like, similar fast food chains, like at McDonald's, they had, like, the portion of McDonald's over there, like a large in France compared to a large here in America. And it's kind of ridiculous. We eat way too much sometimes. That's why Americans are all fucking huge. Like, we go outside of the States and you see everybody, they're like all so fucking tiny. Last time I went to Mexico, I was like, the only way somebody here could rob me is if they have a gun or if 8 of them gang up on me. Because my mom was worried because I want to go get some money out the ATM. And I walked with it to her because I was going to give her some money. And I walked with it to her and I handed her some. And then I put some in my wallet. And she was telling me to hide it because they were going to rob me. I was like, who here can rob me? Like, there has to be a group of guys because all these motherfuckers were malnourished. And they're tiny. They're short little people. Mexicans are short. I don't know if y'all know this, but Mexicans are typically short. And that's not stereotyping. That's fact. Unless they're born here in America. Because once they get born here in America, they start eating all them freaking hormones and additives and all that extra chemical shit that we got here. They start getting big. They start getting like huge ass Mexicans. That's what I am. Well, I'm not really huge. I'm 5'11". I'm 5'10", 5'11". I don't really remember anymore. But I'm like, I'm tall for a Mexican. I mean, there's still some Mexicans that I know that are fucking ridiculously huge. I've seen one of them's like fucking 8'12". I was like, God damn, fool, what the fuck? Like, there's no way you didn't just eat, normal food. You got some type of steroids injected in your fucking hamburgers and your Happy Meals. There's something added to your diet, and I don't want that nowhere near my kids because I don't think that's normal. Like, once you get a certain height, I feel like your bones could be more fragile because that's so much weight. That's so much, like, human to be moving around. I just can't see that, being efficient. Or I could be wrong. They could just be, built a lot better. What if they are? What if they got, like, extra dense bones and even stronger muscles because they're so big and they need to move around? But wouldn't they have to burn more calories? Like, use more energy and stuff to move? They would have to eat more, right? They would have to consume, because like whales and stuff, they eat like a shit ton of food. They eat like tons of food. I think I read somewhere one time. I could be wrong. I could just be making up all that shit. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be trying to tell my kids, y'all gonna have to eat normal food. I got way fucking deviated from what I was originally talking about. I'm pretty sure I got ADHD. Anyways, before I lose track again, I was talking about fucking McDonald's. Like, I'm gonna try to have my kids eating good too, because I want them to be healthy. I don't want them to be little fat kids. I don't want them to be those little round balls that can't keep up with other people in tag, because I know some of those little kids too. And it's kind of sad, but it's kind of funny. Because they're over there, like, out of breath, chasing their other little kid, and every other little kid is still running around because, kids have a lot of energy. And then there's always that one little fat kid huffing and puffing his way, like, fucking 20 feet behind all the other kids, and he's still trying to keep up, and nobody's really, like, paying attention to him. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of funny because he's over there just jiggling, bouncing back and forth, trying to keep up with them. I'm going to tell them that they can't eat McDonald's and that they can't eat Wendy's because whenever they grow up, nobody's going to love them. That's how I'm going to deter my kids from eating McDonald's and Wendy's. Oh my God, that's annoying. Let me take a little sip of water, see if that helps with my throat. Let me clear my throat. Sorry, people. I so sorry. I so sorry. So, what's today? Tuesday, right? Yeah, I quit yesterday, which was Monday technically because it's already 12:30. I quit Home Depot, bitch ass Home Depot. I quit Home Depot, bitch ass Home Depot. I quit Home Depot. I quit, man. I'm put in my 2 weeks last week. I told y'all, right? Yeah. And I was scheduled for today and tomorrow because I asked off Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, I did it on purpose. So today, I'm going to call in because I still have some sick hours. And I know they're not going to recompensate me for any saved sick and or vacation hours. I got that idea from another person that did that. And yeah. So I quit. And now I don't have to go back into work until Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. I don't have to go until Saturday at the motherfucking bar. And I think it's kind of funny how like guys, whenever they give you a tip, if you're a bartender, I don't know if other people do this or if it's just where I work, but guys tend to make like everybody tends to kind of make a big scene whenever they're putting money into the tip jar to let you know that, you know, they're actually tipping you, because there are some people that are assholes and won't tip. Other people, it's understandable that, you know, they don't tip because you're not really doing it. Like, I open a beer for you, I don't expect a tip. Just give me the money. That's as far as our transaction goes. I give you the beer, you give me the money, that's it. No further actions need to be taken. But if I sit there and I make a badass drink for you, or if you're sitting there telling me, hey, hook me up with some, you know, liquor, or give me like a long pour, like just put a little bit of extra in there, you know, let me taste it. All right, cool. And then I put the liquor in there, I make you a badass drink, or, you know, I just hook you up with something and you don't give me a tip, you're a piece of shit. I want you to know that. And if you've ever done that at a bar and this applies to you, I hope you know that you're a piece of shit. And I haven't done that. I don't really go to bars. That's why I don't really know if this happens at other places. I don't know if that's a proper way to act. But you're a piece of shit. If somebody hooks you up with something and you don't hook them up, it's like, come on, man. So this was a one-way street. You're a parasite, you know. This needs to be a codependent relationship. I help you, you help me. But you're being parasitic in your ways, you little parasite, you little fucking leech bitch. I hate you. I hate you. And at the bar, I think I told y'all this, right? To where there's kids there. I don't know if, you know, that sounds bad, because it's a reception hall, to where, you know, they have like weddings and stuff like that, but they also happen to have, you know, a bar there, a liquor bar, and that's where I work. But, you know, it being a reception hall and weddings and quinceañeras and all that shit, there are obviously kids there, and then people bring their little toddlers there. What they don't do whenever they bring their little toddlers there is fucking pay attention to them. So you got little kids over there running around, climbing upstairs and shit, freaking sliding down the steps, you know, doing what kids do. And there's no parent over there watching their kids. So a lot of times they'll go over there behind the bar. And I was eating cereal the other day. It was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's the bombest ass fucking cereal, by the way. And I got a little prize. I was so happy. You know how long it's been since I've gotten a fucking prize in my cereal? They don't do that anymore. Probably because of choking hazards. And it kind of makes sense. But while I was pouring out my cereal, a little prize came out. And it was like a little message from heaven, because what it was a Spider-Man promotional toy. And what you did with that Spider-Man promotional toy was fill it up with water, and it had a little bracelet that you could put on your wrist. You fill up the little, like, it's kind of like a little it was rubber ducky in nature, kind of. If that makes any sense. Basically, it was just like a little rubber form of a spider, and then you squeeze it, and then you let it go, and it'll fill up with water. And I was going to take that to the bar. So every time that a little kid goes behind the bar, I just shoot him with the little Spider-Man promotional toy. Just wet them a little bit. Not enough to, drench them, because it doesn't shoot that much. It's just like a little stream. But just to shock them. Just, kind of stun them a little bit. Just, psh, go away, little child. And hopefully they'll get the point. Hopefully they won't laugh. And it's enough really to where the parents won't, notice it maybe. Like, unless if I get them on the face, I don't think, it'll be that noticeable. If I get in their hair, on their clothes, it'll be pretty noticeable. I'll just shoot a little bit just to, kind of frighten them a little bit. Just go away, little kid. Because they'll keep going back there. And they'll have the waiters and stuff going back there with big trays of plates and glassware and stuff like that. And then the little kids would just be back there sometimes. And if one of those waiters isn't paying attention, or if she can't see over her, little tray or something like that, them kids could get hurt. So I'm not just being a dick. I mean, I'm still being a dick, kind of. But it's kind of funny. Like, could you imagine your little kid running back? It's like, where the hell did you get wet from? And he's just got a little stream of water on his face. He's just, playing around. And then he comes back. He's like, how did you get wet? Where did you encounter water? We're indoors. There's no sinks around here. How do you keep getting into random shit? But yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I felt like it was a divine, happening that occurred to me. Because it just came out the cereal box, and it made so much sense. It's like, you could use this to block little kids from your workspace. And last week they had a quinceañera there. And the quinceañeras, they love to do these one things where they'll take basically they have these church ceremonies or whatever, and they'll sometimes have them at church, and sometimes they'll have them there at the hall. But what I don't get, what's kind of fucked up, what I don't like Christian about these type of churches, it's not, all churches. I don't want this to be another like religious rant or whatever. But what annoys me about it is that they'll sit there and they'll charge so much just to give these speeches that these girls turned 15. And they'll always have like the preacher going up there like, oh, this is such a important moment in a young lady's life when she turns 15 and blah, blah, blah. And, God has a plan for you and all that shit. But they charge the people like fucking, I heard it was like 1,100 or something like that. Or like 1,000. Let's just say 1,000 to give them the benefit of the doubt. So they won't look like that bad. They charge them like $1,000 to either have it at the church, the little ceremony at the church, or they'll charge them to come speak to you at the hall or whatever. And that's a fucking ripoff. It's like, since when did church become a fucking for-profit business? I don't remember Jesus ever charging people to go speak at, the little hilltop or wherever he was that he was speaking in the freaking in the shepherd's little field or whatever. I don't remember reading that in the Bible. you know. And Jesus charged the Israelites 50 rupees for him telling them the book of Genesis or some shit. Like, you never read that in the fucking Bible. So why does the church do that shit now? It's annoying. And then they don't get taxed on their money. They don't have to pay taxes on property. And I think that's so fucked up, because they're taking all this money from people. They're building shit for them. You can clearly tell that the church doesn't need a fucking gazebo out in the middle of a field, or a fucking another little house with extra benches with freaking it's basically like a sunroom. I seen at this one church one time. It had windows on across all four walls, and it was like nothing but pure windows. Like, you could see through the whole building, and it had pews inside, and then it had the altar, you know, closest to where the church building was at. And they just had it there. No reason. They own this big old freaking property to where they have like little fest and stuff like that. Festivals. Fest. What the fuck is a fest? I guess that's a singular whenever it's actually happening. I don't know. It's when they're having like little festivals and stuff. They have this big old freaking property. They have a school, which I wouldn't take my kids to a church school. That just, you know, with all the pedophilia things going on in the Catholic Church, I would definitely not trust my kids there. But there are some people that are like, that doesn't happen here. Not at my church. We're the good kind of Catholics. That's what they all say. Is that racist? No, right? Because Catholicism isn't a race. But it's true though, man. Like, I don't like the way that churches have gone. They're over there fucking getting tax-free money, not paying taxes on stuff like that. And they just keep acquiring wealth as these sick fucking pastors. That's what happens with everything good in this fucking world. That's why you can never do anything just to be good. Is because there's always going to be some asshole that takes advantage of something good that you're trying to do, and then he manipulates all the good of it to his own benefit. That's what happened with religion. That's what happened with some of these corporations. That's what happened with countries. That shit's happened with countries a lot. They're always going into like power and stuff, talking about, we're going to make, you know, this country a good, strong working force, power to the people and all this shit. And then some guy comes in and takes over because there was so much goodwill within the people that they trusted this government, this entity to, you know, take care of them. And then these other assholes are like, well, I could take advantage of this for my own personal gain. And then it becomes like a dictatorship or fucking some shit like that. You know, I wonder if that's embedded in our DNA. If that's something that happens, that there's always some cunt like in every 100 people that's always going to be taking advantage of other people. Freaking assholes. Where was I going? How did I get here? Oh yeah, churches and stuff like that, right? Yeah. But anyways, this past week they had a lady go to the little reception hall, and she made an event out of her speech. It was funny because she spoke for a little bit, and then she paused, and then they played some music. They all just stood there listening to the music, like every single word. It was a whole like song to it. It wasn't just like a little 15-minute clip or something. It was like a whole 3.5 minute song that had nothing to do with God. It sounded like a fucking radio hit. And she played it in the middle of her speech, let that finish playing, went back to speaking, did a little bit of crowd work, and then played some more music, spoke again, and then left. It was like a little, event that she tried to put on, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, this lady wants to be in entertainment. She doesn't need to be a fucking pastor. She needs to be a television show host. Cause it seems like something that a TV show would be doing. Fucking train, you're really gonna come back right now? And then they're always assholes. They honk their horn, they know they're in a residential area, and they fucking honk their goddamn train horn, and they hold it for like fucking 20 seconds. These people are fucking dicks. I think they just get mad that they have to drive a train at 2 a.m. And they're like, well, if I have to be awake, all you motherfuckers gotta be awake. And bitch ass people. So yeah. And then whenever I left from the hall, they have cake and stuff like that. And a lot of times, there'll be people drunk and shit outside doing dumb shit. And I seen like some little black and white stuff on my car. And I was like, that better not be fucking cake. Nobody better have been fucking eating cake like around my fucking car and then drop some of that shit on my fucking car. That better be fucking poop. And that was the first time I'd noticed in my life that I was hoping that something was poop that was on something I own. Because if it's just poop, it's like, oh, what am I going to do as an animal? But if it was somebody eating cake around my car, that means that they had been hovering over my car in order for it to fall. And it really looked like cake. I'm just glad I didn't try to taste it, which that would be gross anyways. Even if it was cake, like, why would you taste it whenever it's on your fucking car? It was outside, it's dusty. Some fly probably already landed on it. You would have gotten some type of parasites on your stomach, some kind of freaking worms. That's scary, yo. Freaking, there's all types of shit that can kill you. There's little worms that you could eat that might be in like some fruits or something like that that'll kill you. It'll start freaking eating away at your insides. There's insects that'll lay shit in you that again will eat away at you from your insides. There's freaking shit that can just maul you, like the bears we talked about last time. Them motherfuckers will eat you alive, and that's terrible. Just getting ripped apart, your bones cracking, all your fluids coming out, just nothing but burning sensation. I don't even want to think about that shit, man. What else do I got? That was a good little rant. How long did I go for there? Let me check. That's not bad. 33 minutes. That's not bad at all. Another thing I noticed was Mexicans always steal songs. Like almost all the hits that I've heard from like my parents and stuff, like all the old songs that they used to listen to, I later find out were just American songs and they put Spanish lyrics to it. And they might have changed up the beat a little bit. I think I need to start doing that. I'm just going to get a fucking American rap song and I'm going to sing it in Spanish and I'm going to put it out in Mexico and I'm going to be a big fucking star over there in Mexico. That's what people do over there. They just bootleg all this American shit. I think they want to be American so bad. Everything you do, like even whenever I was small, well not small, whenever I was younger and I used to go visit over there, all my cousins had all this American like shit. They listen to Eminem. They listen to fucking Dr. Dre and all that shit. Snoop Dogg. It was crazy, like how much American shit. And if you had like even like cheap Levi's, or well, not cheap Levi's or like Lee's or some type of American brand, it was like expensive stuff over there. It was like having a fucking Louis Vuitton fucking shoe or some shit over there, just because it was American. And I'm not gonna lie, the pants that they have over there are kind of ugly. I've seen some of the pants over there and they're really ugly. That's probably why they're like, oh, that American shit's a lot better, because our clothes looks nicer. I don't know why. I don't know what part of China they get their jeans from, or if they make their own jeans. Does Mexico make clothes? Yeah, right? Because I've seen some clothes that says made in Mexico, like belts and stuff like that. You always see that. I wonder if they make their own pants over there. Because if they do, it's ugly. They need to get better designers and stop making some whack jeans. And then maybe, people will buy Mexican jeans. And that sounds weird, Mexican jeans. It's getting hot in this bitch. It's getting hot in this bitch. It's getting hot in this bitch. But I can't turn on the AC because I want to do a motherfucking podcast. Because I'm a little bitch that wants to do a motherfucking podcast. And I can't turn on the fucking AC because you're going to hear it. This little AC has, worked wonders, by the way. I like it. I don't know the name of it, so I'm not going to give them a shout out. But it's been pretty fucking helpful. It cools down a lot for how cheap it was. I ordered it online. What sucked though is that whenever it got here, there were some broken pieces, and I didn't feel like, going through the hassle of returning it or getting it fixed or whatever, because I had already cut a hole in the little wall that I was gonna put it in, and I really didn't feel like having to patch it up for however long they took to repair it. So I was just like, it's just cracked a little bit. It's not that bad. I'll just deal with it. And it still works great. It's still an amazing little AC unit. And it does exactly what I need it to do. So, I got my money's worth. Hopefully that bitch don't break on me within like the first year. Because then, that'll make me even more pissed. Because I specifically cut it for this fucking AC unit's dimensions. And then I would have to cut it again and, hope that the little stand that I put behind it to hold it up can withstand the next AC unit's weight. Just too much work. And I don't feel like spending any more money on this fucking garage because I've already spent a whole bunch of money on it. But, you have to... it's funny, last podcast I was sitting there talking about if you don't want to own a business, or if you don't want to spend money, don't own a business. And here I am crying about spending money. That's what you need to fucking do, you idiot. You need to spend your fucking money to make your business grow. Alright, you're right. And that's what I'm doing. And now that I'm going to have more time, kind of, I hope. I should have more time, man, because fucking Home Depot was taking a lot of time. It took me like an hour to get ready. Well, it took me like 30 minutes to get ready. But it took me like an hour in between getting ready and driving to work. So that was an hour. I would work 4 hours, and then I would have to get home and take a shower because I was all dirty. And that would take me like another hour between, the drive home and, retaking a shower. So that was 4, 5, 6 hours that I would spend a day just to go work 4 hours at fucking Home Depot. And that shit adds up, believe it or not, that shit adds up real fucking quick. Cause 6 times 4 is 24, 24 times 52, 200. That's about what, 108? If I'm not, fucking up my math. I don't know, man. My fucking math, I haven't used it in so long. It's been getting terrible. Like, I'll just be guessing, and it's not even like anywhere fucking close. What did I say? 52 times 24 was 108? God, I'm fucking an idiot. 1,248. I was off by about 1,140. Jesus, man. I need to start learning how to do math again, but I don't ever fucking use it. The only time I ever fucking use math anymore is for my taxes. And even then, it's only like once a year. Well, I also use math whenever, I'm at the bar or whenever I'm selling shit on eBay or whatever. But whatever. It's not really multiplication. Not to where I have to carry a 1. It's usually addition. Is that my head in the mirror? God damn, I have a big head. It's getting shiny. It's shiny from all the fucking perspiration that's going on. Oh, man. So what's been going on in the news? I already ran out of shit to talk about. Can you believe that? I had so much written down and I just burned through it in one fucking rant. It's crazy. I didn't do enough preparation. Not as much as I did last time. Last time was actually a pretty good chunk. And I also bullshitted a lot of it too. This time I was trying to go down it like a fucking set list. Like, oh, I need to talk about this. Oh, I didn't talk about this. How can I work this into that? Whatever. What can I talk about now? Trump. Ooh, Comey. That's my default fucking thing to go to. If I have nothing to talk about, I'm just going to go to Trump. Just because there's so much shit to talk about there. Like, Comey apparently testified already in front of Congress against Trump. And then Trump's idiot ass decided that he was going to, basically volunteer to testify under oath against Comey. Against the stuff that, he said. And what's kind of dumb again for Trump, for him to do that, is that everybody knows he's a fucking liar, that he's a terrible, horrible liar, and he decides that he's gonna try to, go against Comey's word, who is the FBI director, or was he the CIA director? I think he was the FBI director. I want to say FBI. I don't even remember. He was some kind of security fucking advisor person for the country. And Trump, a habitual liar, wants to offer his testimony in hopes that people will think that he's more fucking credible than the guy who knows and takes care of all of our secrets. It just seems like a dumb move to me. I'm starting to think more and more that he is just that dumb. I don't think that he has like a master plan. I don't think that he's like some type of evil genius. I just think that he's gotten incredibly lucky throughout his whole life. And that now he's finally getting, all the consequences that should have happened to him before happened to him now. I think karma's finally picking up later on in his life. Like all the dumb shit that he's done, all the times he screwed people over back in the past, it's all getting caught up now. You know what would be fucked up and crazy? What if he lies under oath and then he gets arrested for it? Can you get, arrested for that shit? I know they said that obstruction of justice is, has reason for impeachment. Could you get arrested for lying under oath? Wasn't that what Bill Clinton did? It said that, He lied under oath, and that's why he got impeached, because he said that girl didn't, put his dick in her mouth. That's just crazy, man. We're living in some fucking crazy times, yo. And you can only assume that's just gonna get crazier. I hope not. I hope that this is a turning point to where everybody realizes that, we need to come together. Here comes the hippie shit, just warning y'all. We need to come together and actually work towards a similar goal. We can't keep fighting within each other and expect shit to get better. Like, we actually need to work with people. Sounds like fucking helicopters hovering above. Probably is. That's probably Trump freaking monitoring me and stuff like that, just because I have that fuck Donald Trump freestyle. And because I've been saying a bunch of stuff on the podcast. And because I've been tweeting stuff. And because I've been putting stuff on Facebook. But that's everybody, I think. That's a lot of people, at least. You always see freaking foul shit about him on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. Not saying that, it's unjustified, but you do. And could you believe if we had a fucking president that petty to where he actually started surveying and surveilling and monitoring all the people that talk bad about him? Like, oh, you put this meme up about me on Instagram? You're on the CIA watch list. Congratulations, you played yourself. So he goes to fucking DJ Khaled for quotes. Trump seems like he would, consult DJ Khaled for something that DJ Khaled would have no business advising people on. That's just the type of guy Trump is. I don't think DJ Khaled would go for it, though. I think it would be a bad look for DJ Khaled, and DJ Khaled kind of knows what he's doing whenever it comes to social networking. He has a cute little kid. He has a cute little boy, Assad. He's really photogenic, too. Well, a lot of babies are photogenic. Babies are cute in general. I want to have a baby one day. My own little baby. That's the egotistical side of me speaking, by the way. It's like, I want something that looks like me. And maybe one day he'll continue on with my beliefs and my ideas. Say hi to fucking... Well, that's what we're meant to do. Genetically speaking. We're just supposed to keep, transferring our fucking information onto the next person. And onto the next person. And onto the next person. It's called evolution. It's what happens. And if you don't believe it, oh well, you're going to get left behind because other people are catching up. I'm not saying that, there isn't like a God or like some type of thing that nobody really understands, which I don't like calling it God because nobody really understands it. But I think it would be kind of ignorant to say that there is nothing else out there that, either has a plan for us or we're a part of, or that, gave us everything we got, because we don't really know exactly where we came from yet. Like, we have ideas, we have theories, but we don't really have anything that's actually proven on where we came from or what it is that happened for us to get to where we're at. And if I had like one wish, it would be to have all the answers. I don't know if that'd be a good idea, but I'll know once I have all the answers. And no, but that'd be like, could you imagine being able to time travel? Maybe that's what I would want. I would want to be able to time travel in order to go back to the very, very beginning and go way deep into the future to see what happens. Just to, contrast them both and see maybe, where it is that we fit into all of this? That's what everybody always wants to know, is like, where do we fit in? What is it that we're here for? Why are we here? Is it just to fuck and make little versions of ourselves? Possibly. Is it something bigger that we don't understand yet? Possibly. You know what's funny about like fucking and making little versions of ourselves? Is that people like to fuck, but people don't like to pay for people who can't afford the people that they make. Like the conservatives and stuff like that. They're always saying that they shouldn't have, that poor people shouldn't have, Medicare and welfare and social security and all that stuff like that, that we should keep shrinking it because as government spending or not, shit like that. Yet they're so pro-life, say that every life matters and all that shit, but at the same time they don't want to take care of the life that's already here. They're against abortions, but once you've already made it, they don't give a fuck about you. They're like, once you exit the vagina, it's fuck you. But while you're in the vagina, we need to protect you as much as we can. That's more of that Christian bullshit. Like, oh, they're like them Christian values. Oh, you can't have abortions. You can't even fucking use condoms or birth control. According to like the real hardcore Catholics, like you can't use none of that. You can't prevent yourself from having any type of baby. The only type of sex you can have is to reproduce. And that's more of that freaking Christian shit, man. I don't like it. I really believe that like religions are a control system. All of them. And some of them, they do have their goods. There are goods and a lot of religions that, help other people believe or not believe. They legit help people. Some certain people, they legit help them. But then there's other people to where they just, take the bad stuff and, act on that. And that's not like a radical Muslim thing. That's with every religion, Like, take my parents, for example. My parents are extreme hardcore Jehovah's Witness. And, Jehovah's Witnesses are Christians. And one thing that happened was that, my sister, she got married to this guy because they're, young and dating or whatever, and they had a kid. So they got married. And years later on, like it always happens, they found out that they weren't really compatible for each other. So she ended up divorcing him, or at least I think that's what happened. I never really talked to her about it. So I'm just kind of assuming shit like an asshole. But anyways, they got divorced, and now my parents don't, really talk to her. Which that to me is still bad, the bad part of Christianity. Like any religion that forces you to disown or, avoid a family member, any relatives, it's a bad religion. Unless they're really hurting your family, or if they're hurting them, well, not even if they're hurting themselves, because if you can, you could try to help them. But, after a certain number of attempts that you try to help them and they refuse to even try to help themselves, and you just kind of gotta let them be. But yeah, that's bad examples of Christianity. Fucking train, oh my fucking god, I hate these motherfuckers. Anyways, that's bad Christianity too. Learn to forgive. Fuck you, I ain't Christian. Anyways, I remember I had a homeboy telling me to find God. I don't like whenever people push God on me. Because, like, let me find him when whenever it's right. If I find him, why does everybody need to believe what you believe? I don't really care what people believe. Like, I'm at that stage in my life too, is like, do whatever makes you happy. If you want to be a Muslim, if you want to be a Christian, if you want to be an atheist, if you want to be gay, if you want to be transgender, whatever. Nothing you do is going to directly affect me in my life. And that goes to everybody. Like, nothing that anybody else ever really does is going to directly affect your life. Unless they stab you. Because then, yeah, that kind of directly affects you. Because then you got to go to the hospital and it hurts. Obviously, it hurts. And it's just kind of rude. You shouldn't do it. But yeah, like, if somebody's doing something, to themselves, if gay people want to get married, if, you don't want to believe in God, if you do believe in God, then, do what you want to do. But don't force what you want to do onto me, because I may not want to do it. And if I don't want to do something and you're over there trying to get me to do as you do, then maybe we shouldn't be friends, Because that's a bad energy to be around sometimes. You can't be around everybody who doesn't, accept something for what it is just because they don't agree with it. Because that's just, bad mentality to have. You should always be open to new ideas. I think it was Albert Einstein that said, the mark of an intelligent mind is to be able to entertain an idea without fully accepting it. And I could have botched that quote entirely, and I could have gave credit to the wrong person, but that's still a fucking good quote, and people should live by it. You don't have to fully accept an idea, but be able to entertain it. Be able to say, what if, this person did really come back from the dead, or what if Muhammad did really, make the pyramids. I don't know what Muhammad did. I don't know the Muslim thing, their belief system or whatever. But what if that all really did happen, or what if all those things were talking about the same event just from different perspectives? And some guy thought that Jesus, his real name was Muhammad, or vice versa, if Muhammad's real name was Jesus. I don't know. I'm just throwing some fucking random idea, because apparently from what I hear from people is that they're very similar. And I don't have time to read them. Well, I've read the Bible. I read parts of the Bible. I used to study it. But I haven't read the Quran or the Torah, which one day maybe I might read them just to, just because I'm curious to see what it is that people believe and why they believe it and why they, find solace or whatever in in their religion. But to me, it's like, why? Why does it matter that somebody thinks something different than you, to where you can't, interact with them anymore just because they believe things are a different way than you do? Look at me being mature and shit. I feel proud of myself. I feel like I deserve a pat on my back. But yeah, man, it's just life. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm just trying to live better. Hopefully this fucking transformation makes me better. I hope so. Because I don't want to keep going. I don't want to go backwards. I want to be able to say that I've continued to move forward. Well, yeah, that I've continued to move forward. Even if, or continue to progress. Because moving forward puts a fucking, linear perspective on it. And life isn't always linear. Sometimes you go backwards. Sometimes, you go sideways. Sometimes, you're going really slow uphill. But as long as you're progressing, as long as you're learning, as long as you're adapting to the situation and making it to where it works out for you, I think that's called progress, and that's what I'm trying to do. So my next couple steps is starting my own business from home. I'm gonna start a logo slash business card slash invitation slash photo editing business as well. You know, apart from my podcast, apart from my music, and apart from the eBay thing, I'm gonna try to do that. So I'm gonna be really busy, hopefully, if everything works out. But it's gonna be stuff that I like to do. The thing that I don't want to do anymore is work in meaningless, pointless, mundane jobs. I don't want to have to, I don't want to fucking hate getting ready or thinking about going to a job anymore. Every time that I go to work, I want to be like, ooh, I get to do this? Cool. Or, hell yeah, this is going to be fun and I'm going to get paid for it. That's the type of life that I want to do, that I want to live. That seems like a life worth living for me. And here I am just fucking in a garage, talking to myself, just saying my fucking wishes and goals out loud. But you gotta start somewhere, man. Even if it's fucking little and it's talking to nobody in a hot ass garage while your balls are sweating and you're fucking breathing heavy because it's hot and you want to take a hit, but you want to be able to string together sentences too. But you gotta start somewhere, man. It's gotta start somewhere. And baby steps are still steps. I read that on an Instagram post, but it still works. And it applies to the situation. And applies to every fucking situation. People out there, if you're listening, make your life count. Just because it's for you. Your life is for you. It's nobody else but you. And that may seem a little bit selfish, but at the end of the day, all you really have is you. Nobody's gonna, look out for you the way that you look out for you. Nobody's gonna have your back the way you have your back. Like, no matter how fucking trustworthy people seem, it's never gonna be 100% to where they're gonna have all of their focus on you except for you. Hope that made sense, because it sounded like a lot of for yous and you and you, and it just sounded like I kept repeating myself. But I think it's starting to rain outside, and I hope you can't fucking hear that shit. I hope it don't fuck up the podcast just because Mother Nature wants to fucking rain and wet shit. Just because some grass wants to get fed. Fuck you, grass. I got a podcast to do. But yeah, man. That's where I'm at. And that's what I need to start to do. I need to start to fucking, get serious about all this shit, man. Because sometimes I'll still find myself bullshitting. Like, why are you bullshitting, dude? You're way too fucking old to be still playing around the way you play around. And it's not even, like I'm just, spending hours playing games or stuff like that. It's like, I don't get up early enough, or, I don't focus on my work the way I need to in order for it to get done the way it should. But I'm hoping that that'll change, because whenever I would work at Home Depot, I would have to work around the schedule. So I'm like, all right, I got to go in at 6. That means by 4:40, I have to start getting ready, in order to be there at a decent time. And I would be constantly looking at the clock so I wouldn't, dive into whatever it is that I was doing like I should. All right, I'm going to stop because it's starting to get worse. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Bitch ass Mother Nature wanted to precipitate, and my bitch ass wants to have fucking metal roofing and shit. And that makes for a terrible combination whenever you're trying to do a podcast. Makes for a terrible combination for audio. Makes a great combination for whenever you're trying to sleep, though. Like, it would be really nice to sleep back here one day. I'm gonna buy me a fucking couch. I keep saying this to everybody that I know that I'm gonna buy me a fucking couch and I'm gonna put that bitch back here. And eventually, I'm gonna have people over. Maybe. But it's mainly for me. That couch is mainly for me. I really want to, sleep on it sometimes. If I don't feel like going to my bed and going to sleep, I could just crash out back here and then just wake up and work. And I know that's not really the best for cleanliness, for my hygiene. That's probably not the best idea, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Sometimes if you want to succeed, you gotta smell a little bit funky. Alright? I don't remember what the fuck I was talking about before I fucking had to cancel. But oh well, man. So I am maybe like 2 weeks away from Doomsday, because I don't really have any backup plans. And I'm getting my last check from Home Depot, I think, in 2 weeks, maybe. Yeah, because they hold your check for 2 weeks and then they pay you bi-weekly or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to get my last check from Home Depot, and hopefully, within that time period that I'm not working there, I could have made some extra money for myself. But like I said, I'm going to be doing logos and stuff too. I already started doing one for a homeboy. And it looks pretty cool. I bought me a little sketch pad and I drew a pinstriping sample in there. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to scan it and I'm going to upload it onto Photoshop and make a legit logo off of the things that I draw. Eventually, I want to get me a Microsoft Surface Pro 4, I think it's called. And I want to buy me one of those. That way I could draw directly onto my my computer instead of having to draw it by hand onto a piece of paper and then having to scan it and upload it and then convert it into a vector image that way. Oh my god, fucking bitch ass rain. I swear, if you don't fucking stop being a little bitch and trying to fucking make life grow, I swear. That's what I fucking thought. I'm over here trying to do a podcast and you want to precipitate like a little bitch. And it's annoying too, because only one little cloud will come by. One little slow, tiny, miniature cloud comes by after the whole fucking storm already passed. And then just hey, I still got to drop a little rain too. And then it just goes psh. And it's alright, I'm done. I'm tired. See, look, there goes another one. Another little fucking cloud comes by and it's hey, I got a little bit of extra water. And then it drops it, and it just makes fucking background noise, and that's all it does. It doesn't even really feed any plants. No plants are thankful for that extra 5 drops of water you just dropped, you bitch ass cloud. Go away. Even though it doesn't rain out here in Texas, and whenever it does rain out here in Texas, it gets super muddy, and it makes the landfill stink. I don't know why. I don't know if all the water just makes every rotted freaking piece of food that's out there in the landfill, if it just makes it into a little rotting food soup, and then that smell just fucking covers the whole immediate surrounding area. Because you always get that smell every time it rains. It's like a putrid just dying body smell, which I don't really know what a dying body smells like, but I'm assuming that that's what it would smell like. And if it's worse, then I don't want to smell a dying body or a decaying body. Have I been saying dying? A decaying body, that's what I meant. I'm not going to edit any of that shit out. I'm probably going to even leave the long pauses whenever I just don't say anything. That way you know I'm thinking of shit. That's how you know I'm human. Because of my long pauses, I'll sit there and I'll think about shit to talk about on my podcast. Because even though I had a whole bunch of shit written down, it was basically all shit that tied in together into one, little segment. And that's what I need to do. I need to start fucking learning how to prepare before the actual dates. Because I only wrote shit down maybe like Friday and Saturday, which isn't a good plan, which isn't smart. But again, I don't really fucking think that much about my goddamn future, which I do need to start doing a little bit more. Yo, man, what the hell? You know what's fucked up? I literally let the AC run the whole time that it was fucking raining. And it was a good amount of rain, too. And it's already starting to get hot again. Am I just this fat? Or is it really this hot? Like, why did it get this hot all of a sudden? Is my height going down? Is that what it is? Do I need to fucking take another couple hits? How much time do I got left? No, not really. It's already a little too late to be taking fucking more hits. Like, what am I going to do? Do an extra fucking 10, 20 minutes and not be able to fucking make a sentence just because I don't want to be hot? How about you lose weight, you fat ass? Oh my god, you better not fucking rain again. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. Gracias, rain. Me and the rain are getting along a little bit better. We have our moments. Luckily, the fucking booth, like, the only reason I don't do it in the booth, because the booth is basically soundproof almost. It's virtually soundproof, because you can barely hear anything in it. And the only reason I don't do it in there is because it's hot out here. Can you imagine how hot it would be in that little fucking confined 4 foot by 4 foot room that I got in there that's surrounded by foam? That's not good idea temperature wise for me. Because I'll be sweating. It'll be like I'm in a sauna every time I decide to do a podcast. And just my freaking hot breath sitting there fucking making it even hotter. I'll probably run out of oxygen because I'm sitting there talking for a whole hour and a half almost about bullshit. I don't spit anything smart on these podcasts. I don't know if you have noticed that, but I don't really drop any intellectually valuable stuff on here. I just spew a bunch of nonsense. But you know what? That's what a lot of podcasts are. Nobody really does research anymore. We just all talk out of our ass. And, it makes for good entertainment. Because facts aren't that entertaining. That's why Trump got into office. Because the facts weren't entertaining. But Trump was, and he's full of shit. As are a lot of politicians. Which Trump kind of fits in there. I think this administration is going to fuck up the Republican Party. That's what I think is really going to happen. Throughout all this, people are just going to see that, Republican, Democrat. I hope that Democrats don't take this as like a cop-out, I don't want Democrats to be thinking, oh, well, Republicans are the ones doing all this bad shit, so, we're the good guys, and we don't need to change anything, because obviously the Democrats need to change a bunch of shit, starting with the way that they're fucking funded, too. Everybody needs to start, change the way that they're funded, because, what was her name, Debbie Wasserman Schultz? she fucking helped Hillary Clinton with so much shit. And the DNC is supposed to be fucking like nonpartisan or neutral or whatever during the primaries. And they had Debbie Wasserman Schultz fucking helping one candidate and hurting Bernie. That was my guy, was Bernie. Bernie would have definitely beat Trump. If it was Bernie versus Trump, that would have been great TV. And I would have loved to see Bernie actually call Trump out on his bullshit. Because Bernie had balls, dude. Bernie had some big fucking old white man balls on him. Because he fucking said what he thought. And I loved that. He was actually a fucking straight speaking man as opposed to what people were saying that Donald Trump was. It's like, oh, he's a straight talking man. No, he's not. He just says words that you can understand. That doesn't mean that he's telling the truth. But Bernie was legit telling the truth. And I loved him for that. Bernie was my fucking guy. And my dumbass was too stupid to vote. All because I wanted to assume shit and not fucking do the research that I should have done to vote in the primaries. Which I'm located here in Texas. Who knows how much of a sway I would have actually gotten. But, you know, it could have, you know, helped out. If as many people thought the way I did, and, you know, would have participated, then maybe we could have changed it. I'm going to vote in 2018, though. I'm going to tell you that much. That's for a fact. I already started looking up, and the elections, I think, are in November 2018. So I got to start looking up how to register and all that shit. And then I got to legit register. That way we don't end up with bunch of dumbasses again in the Senate. Hopefully we get all these fucking pussies and spineless bastards like Paul Ryan out of fucking the House. And hopefully, you know, one day we could actually start being legit great again. Not like Donald Trump's great. Like actually great. Because I don't know what kind of definition Trump has for the word great. But I don't think this is going so great. I mean, I personally wouldn't qualify this as great. But maybe your vocabulary changes once you get like $1 billion. If he even has $1 billion, which I don't think so. Trump, the way he acts, he really doesn't seem like he has $1 billion. And even if he does, they'd probably be assets. I really don't think that Trump has liquid $1 billion. He just doesn't seem like he has the mind, the mental capacity to acquire $1 billion. Really? You're gonna be rude whenever I'm finally getting my fucking flow back, you bitch ass Rain? Whatever. But yeah, man. I hope that's one thing that comes out of this whole situation that's actually good, is that people start seeing that, you know, we need to make the fucking change. We can't keep expecting other people to change. And that goes for your life, that goes for politics, that goes for everything, bro. Like, we need to take fucking command and actually do something with what we got, because we've been handed a bunch of shit, and we could either continue to argue about what's the first shit we should be worrying about, or we could actually start changing the shit that, you know, is going to be affecting us either directly or indirectly, whatever has your priority. But as long as you start working towards something to make a change. Like, you know, we have, 7 billion people? You don't think some of those people could be allocated to working towards, you know, global or climate change, because you can't call it global warming anymore because fucking idiots be like, oh, if it's warming, then why does it get cold during the winter? Because it still does, you fucking idiot. That's not what fucking global warming completely means. It just means that overall the temperature is getting hotter. Yeah, we're still going to have cold seasons because we still do go through seasons. So yeah, it's going to get cold sometimes, and other times it's going to be really hot. But the hotter seasons are going to get even hotter because we keep doing dumb shit. What happened to all the fucking jokes? I just sat there and started lecturing fucking people for like a whole 30 minutes, like some pastor. You need to do this because Jesus is almighty. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm even fucking giving people advice. I can't even get my own fucking life together. I'm sitting here fucking trying to change the world and shit, and I'm fucking still trying to be a fucking rapper. Like, motherfucker, who the hell are you to be trying to, give the fucking world advice on how to function and shit? Like, you're trying to be a rapper. Like, everybody wants to be a fucking rapper. Man, my fucking titties are sweating. That's how fucking hot it is, y'all. I'm about to take off my shirt. I'm gonna do this fucking podcast like Bert Kreischer does a stand-up. Shirtless. Right? Bert Kreischer, right? Yeah, Bert Kreischer is the machine. And he's the one that always takes off his shirt. I wish I could be that comfortable with my fucking body. Just fucking stand up on stage with my shirt off. But I'm like, what, 170 maybe? Somewhere around there. I'm like around 170. And I can't even take my shirt off, around people. Because I feel disgusted with myself. It's a lack of confidence. One day, though, I'm going to have me a fucking six-pack. I'm going to have me pecs. And I'm going to have me a fucking good body. And I'm just going to be walking around half naked all the time like Matthew McConaughey. Just everywhere without a shirt. And I'm going to be like Ryan Gosling and just take off my shirt at unnecessary times. That's what I'm working towards. I want to be able to fucking take off my shirt on command. No hesitation whatsoever. Like, damn, did I work out this week? Nah, I haven't worked out in a while, man. My fucking gut's starting to come back. I look gross. I'm starting to sag. Ew. I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to be like, you know what? It's getting hot. Take off my shirt and just bam, bitch. Look sexy as fuck. I'm gonna oil up my body with fucking baby oil like Vin Diesel and The Rock. Just make it look fucking even more cut. I can't believe they do that. That's like borderline weird. No, that's fully weird. Like, you put baby oil on your body to make your muscles look bigger. And you do this willingly. Like, I'm pretty sure that they have their own baby oil around with them. And every time that they want to fucking lather up, they just fucking squirt in their hand, just all over their fucking body. Just shiny, man. I'm not shiny enough. I wonder if that does anything to your skin. I wonder if that's good for your skin. Does that make you look young? Because if so, I'm going to start doing it. And then I'll get two fucking effects from it. I'll remain young. And I'll make my muscles, get accentuated even more. How does that work? Is it because it reflects the light better and then it makes the fucking shadows a lot darker? So you have the little bulges, you have them contrasted a bit more? Is that how it works? I would assume so, right? Yeah, because that's what girls do with the makeup, with the contouring. Lil Duval said that they look like shiny cats whenever they do the fucking contouring. And which is extremely true. I couldn't picture a fucking more accurate description other than shiny cats whenever they're contouring. Because that's exactly what they look like. Look like them Egyptian cats, them hairless cats. Like, they just put makeup on them. All because people want to be freaking shiny. And then they put so much of the shine too, it looks goofy. It's like, damn girl, you look like you're made out of tin. You look like the Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz. They got all these freaking shiny ass cheeks and stuff. It's like, are you metallic in nature? What is wrong with your face? And then they take off all the contour. It's like, damn, girl, you got some big old cheeks. You fooled me with that Skeletor makeup that you had on. That's not fair. I think guys should start wearing makeup just to trick girls too. Like, girls do it all the fucking time. And then you buy them drinks and stuff, and then they take off their makeup, and it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, you're not the chick I was just buying drinks for. What happened to the girl? Quit playing, girl. What happened to your friend? Where's your friend at? Nah, it's the same. I'm the same person. Nah, quit lying. There's no way that you had the cheekbones of the girl I was buying the drinks for. I can't see your cheekbones. What happened to them? What do you mean it's just contouring? Never heard it. You deceived me. That's what you did. Can you imagine if a guy deceived girls like that? Like, if I fucking painted on my jawline or fucking my beard. If I sat there and I drew in my beard and freaking accentuated my cheekbones and my fucking jawline and shit. I'm telling you, man. You hear that shit? It just fucking came for half a second. And it's like, alright, deuces. Fucking bitch ass cloud. They just come over here and they just pee on people. These R. Kelly clouds floating above Texas. Just come by and just pee on little spots of little areas or whatever. I don't even know if I'm making any more fucking sense, man. It's starting to get late. I don't even know how much fucking content I've had. I've been sitting here talking about nonsense for who knows how long. At least I got back to some kind of lighter shit. I was over there getting depressing with all that fucking Trump shit. Trying to be a hippie. We all just need to work together, man. Need to smoke the ganja. I don't know if that's a gay guy or a hippie. Sounds like a gay hippie. When did the rainbow start becoming synonymous with gay and not hippie? Because the hippies were the ones that had the gay at first. Or not, that had the gay. They had the rainbow at first. The hippies had the rainbow at first. And then sometime in the mid-90s, I guess, early 2000s, it just got adopted by gay people. I wonder, if it got drafted, like at a logo draft. Like, alright, gays are gonna be recruiting the rainbow, and hippies are going to recruit the marijuana logo. And, I don't know, there's no joke to that I could think of. There probably is. If I sat there and I thought about it for a little bit longer, there'd probably be a pretty good joke to that. But I don't know. I don't know what it is right now. Yeah, man. That's how you know that I need to start wrapping this up. I'm running out of shit to talk about. I'm not making any sense. And I'm fucking leaving open-ended jokes in the middle of the fucking air. So yeah, man, what fucking time is it? How long have I got? That's pretty good. That's not bad. It's almost an hour and 30 minutes. Pretty decent. I've had shorter ones. Bill Burr has had shorter ones. Bill Burr is my fucking bar. He's the one that sets the bar to what I want to do. I fucking love that guy, man. That guy's hilarious. Fucking Bill Burr. And he just sits there and rants about nothing. And I love it. Because I think the exact same fucking way Bill Burr does. Like, you sit there, you think about shit, you contradict yourself a lot. And half the stuff that you think is fucking psycho shit. Like wanting to punch people in the throat just because they fucking won't move out the goddamn way. It's like, you see me coming with the pallet jack. Move before I fucking run you over. I hope this shit cuts your chin. I hope it cuts your ankle. I want to hit you on the ankle with my pallet. And I'm not going to be apologetic for it because you seen me fucking coming. And I want to punch you in the throat just because you made me stop moving my fucking palate. And sometimes I thought I was crazy, but I hear Bill Burr and I'm like, alright, I'm not that crazy. Like, I could still function in society, you know? Bill Burr is making a good living out here. I could still function in society, I think. I hope. We'll see. But this has been another fucking episode of Toker Talk Tuesday. This has been episode numero 4. Número 4. Llama a este número 1800. Nah, I don't know. But yeah, man. Thank you. This has been Toker Talk Tuesday motherfucking podcast. And I will be back next Tuesday with some more fucking nonsense for you guys. Even though nobody's fucking still listening. I don't give a shit because this feels good to me, just being able to yell at shit and not have nobody get sad. It feels good. So thank you, people. Nobody. Thank you. I will be back next Tuesday. Good motherfucking night.